again to all of our loyal listeners. My name is Prissy.
And my name is Yessie.
And welcome to another episode of
Nena's Hangout. Woo!
Today we are diving into the dynamic world of queer love and dating. Our guests bring unique perspectives shaped by their cultural heritage and personal journeys, shedding light into the intersection of queerness and Latinx and identity.
Our guests will share their experiences of finding love, facing societal pressures, and embracing their multifaceted identities. Through candid conversations and heartfelt anecdotes, we aim to celebrate the resilience and beauty of queer love, offering insights and inspiration to listeners from all backgrounds. So sit back and join us for an enlightening and engaging discussion on queer love and dating. And now, I'm excited to introduce our guests, Salma and Milo.
Hi guys!
Hey. Thank you so much for inviting us.
I know. I'm so honored to be here.
Yeah, we're so honored here.
I'm so happy.
So, Salma, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Salma. My pronouns are she, her. I am a lesbian in the LGBTQ plus community. And yeah.
I'm Milo. My pronouns are he and his. And yeah, I'm gay. And I met Jessie and Priscilla on dance class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dan has really...
Fun fact, we all know
Yeah,
each
fun
other from
fact.
dance class.
Yes.
That's how we came together. So, if comfortable, you guys, can you share your coming out story on how did your family and your friends take it?
I came out when I was 16 to my parents on the drive back to school after my internship. It was a very emotional coming out because I thought it was gonna go one way, but it went the other way. My mom was more accepting of it. My dad was a little bit iffy, and he was like, "It's a phase," but it took him some time. They accept me now, and they love me, and they love who I love. So I'm proud of who I
That's
am.
nice.
That's
Yay.
amazing. Because I know family can be a really hard one.
Yes.
Yeah.
A very big, challenging, and obstacle.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful to see that our Latino parents, or at least some of
Yes.
them, are
Yeah.
making the effort to accept their children.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
They're willing to open their minds up and change
Yeah.
as well on their perspective and on traditions too. which is a
Exactly.
big
That
thing.
was the
Yes.
biggest thing. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for Latinos parents, I think it is really hard for them, to embrace the gay term because of all the Latino cultures and everything. It's really sexist, I believe. So
Sexist, the machismo, having
Conservative.
yes.
yeah.
And you.
So yeah, my story, at least for my friends, it was really smooth. I guess I don't come out as gay that much, but once you get to know me, hang out a lot with me, you can get there's something.
I did not think that you were gay until you told me. I was like, what? You're gay?
Yeah, that happens to me a lot. But then, at least for my friends, after a while, it was like, oh yeah, I'm gay, and they were like, oh yeah, whatever, it's fine.
Yes.
So my friends and coworkers were really nice about it. I was actually kind of worried about my siblings, but they actually they surprised me as well. They were really sweet and everything about it. Actually, they told me but they were worried that I wasn't going to I wasn't being myself just because because I was afraid of
You were holding
going
yourself
out. Yeah.
back.
So they were really nice about it. My parents, on the other hand, they were no, they didn't take it well. Basically, when I came out, it was kind of I was out of rage. I wasn't I was having a bad mood and was you know what, I'm gay.
Yes.
So that happened to my dad. I'm not really close to my dad, and he called me out of nowhere. And it was I have been 7 years, almost 7 years out of my country. I'm from Venezuela, by the way. And he has called me maybe 4 times in all those 7 years. So that time, that was a really emotional time for me. Because actually that was the very first time I dated a guy. I went out on a date with a guy. And he was a really nice guy, but I wasn't attracted to him. So I was feeling bad because I was kind of the bad guy. I told him hey, yeah, I'm sorry, but I know. And then when I get back home, like I receive a message that one of my coworkers was in the ICU because of a car accident.
Yes.
And I was like, I was shocked because I literally was talking to her on a Friday, and on a Saturday morning she was like, "Oh, she's like on ICU, like battling for her life." And I was like, and then my dad called me. I wasn't in the mood either way.
Yeah, so it was a lot of events happening
Yeah.
A lot of
at the same time.
emotions.
And then the thing that triggers me that always happening when you don't have a girlfriend, don't know you like you have a girlfriend. Oh, where are the girlfriends? Y las novias, ¿cómo están?
Yeah.
Y el novio, ¿y cómo estás todo? And I was like, no, I don't have a girlfriend. And I will never have a girlfriend. And my dad was like, why? Because I'm gay. And he was like, oh, yeah, please tell me that you're joking, like you're lying, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no.
Wow.
So yeah, it was stuff was said because I don't stay quiet. But basically he told me like he will never accept it. That he will pray so I can find a way to be a man, and if he dies, it's gonna be my fault, which is crazy. It was
so
super
sorry.
crazy. But I mean, I know it wasn't ideal, but I know there's some coming out stories that are really like bad, even worse. I was like, at least I don't live with them anymore, and like I don't depend on them.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever.
Yeah, having that independence gives you power
Yeah.
of your own story.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Then I have to call my mom because I didn't want her to know because
out
of my
from your
dad.
dad,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I called her and hey, like I don't want you. I just stuck with my dad. I don't want you to find out because of him. I am gay, and she was like basically like, oh yeah, it is fine. I will love you no matter what. But I think you should like search for God because I believe you're confused and this and that. So basically at the end she told me like, yeah, she will love me no matter what, but please don't post anything on social media because of what the embarrassment for the family.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I was like, it is fine. Like, I mean, I know there's worse stories out
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
So I basically just blocked the whole family from my Instagram or whatever. I said for my siblings, my brother and my sister still there. But yeah, that was my coming out story.
Wow. I honestly hope that at some point, like that's not a common thing, because I feel like unfortunately, like those type of stories like are more often than supportive parents,
Yes.
especially on our culture.
Yes, in the Latino community. Mhm.
Yeah, and I am sorry that like you went through that. I honestly like one of my goals in life is that if one of my kids were to tell me like, "Hey, mommy, I'm gay," I'd be like, "Okay, what do you want for dinner?" Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like it's like
Like,
It's
whatever.
normal,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One comment that I do want to make, and to piggyback off of what you said, Prissy, is the necessity for queer people to come out, like when straight people do not have to.
Yeah, I know.
The inequality, like that it's rooted in these like expectations of normality. It's crazy to hear that, but
And the thing is, you not only come out once, you're coming out.
You're
like,
coming
a
out
lot.
for the rest of your life.
Exactly. Yeah,
Especially, I
basically.
feel like we're both very straight passing. So when every time I'm like, hey, like I'm gay, and they're like, no, you're not, and I'm like, yes, I am, and then they still don't believe you.
Yeah. So
It's so hard.
every time you meet a new person, like you're coming out all over again.
Yeah.
that's something that I haven't thought about. But you're right. Yes.
And did you think that like whenever you were growing up, before you came out, did you feel guilt for like not being yourself, or like?
To be honest, when I was younger, I didn't know what I was. I didn't know, like, I wasn't attracted to girls, but I wasn't attracted to boys either. So it was like, I didn't know exactly what I was.
Okay.
It was like, I came here, like, when I came to Texas, actually, I turned like 29 years old, and I was like, I need to figure out what I want, because otherwise I'm gonna die alone. So I just like, I don't know, I just put my hand on my heart and was like, I believe I like guys more than girls.
Yeah.
And that was like, kind of figured it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was a whole process.
Yes.
I think there's just like a sense of guilt, like growing up, to not be a disappointment when you do come out. From my personal experience, when I came out as bisexual to give my parents that hope of like, maybe I could end with a man. And when I knew, like in the back of my head, I'm like,
That's
I'm
not going to
disappointing
happen.
myself, and I'm not being who I am in order to please them. So I was like, you know what? This is exactly who I am, and obviously, like, my dad just accepts it now, so it's fine.
Another question: what unique challenges have you guys faced while dating in the LGBTQ plus community, and how do you navigate the complexities of online dating apps? Because I know it's tough. If it's tough for us,
Yeah.
I cannot imagine for a minority group, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, tell us about that.
I think it is really hard because I believe like as a gay person that you have so many filters, because let's see, like you find a guy that I don't know, you like, and then you have to find out if he's gay or not, and then you have to find out if he's into you or not, and then if it's a top or a bottom, and if it's like he was an open relationship or he was a monogamous relationship. It's like there's so many filters. It's like this is a lot. This is too much of a hassle. Like just to date. So I came out like 2 years ago. So I have like I still am like figuring things out. I call myself like a baby gay because I usually like I'm just like getting out into the world. And it's so overwhelming because there's a lot of stuff that I don't know that I have to research. And at least for dating apps, there's like, oh, I'm a bear or I'm a pop and I'm an otter, and I was like, what the heck is this? Did I enter a zoo?
I know,
What is happening?
I'm hearing this right,
And it's like, yeah, what the heck is this? I was like,
Or are you like a pup? Or
exactly.
like,
It's like I don't get any of this. It's like, what is? I don't know. So yeah, it is crazy, and so yeah, basically, it's like a lot of research, to be honest.
I think for me, I just picking back on what I said earlier and like being straight passing, like going to like straight settings, and like, you know, a guy can approach me and I'm like, oh, like, no thank you, and they go back, and like it just baffles me every single time when they're like, oh, it's because you never had a real like dick in your life, or like you've never had, like, nobody has pleased you right, like, let me, and I'm like, no, I know what I like I'm sorry, and they just still don't get it. But I love who I am. I love being feminine. I love doing my makeup. I love doing my hair. I love getting my nose done. Like, I'm just a girl, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just a girl in the world. Oh my god.
Did you ever try dating apps?
I did, but I don't think it was for me. I feel like meeting people in person, like the old school way, is a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I did try them when I was like 18, 19, and then I was like, I'm not gonna get anything out of this. So they're all deleted.
Yeah.
So what tips would you guys give to someone who just came out and wants to explore the dating world?
For me, it's like do a lot of research. Like Google is your best friend. Like listen to podcasts. I actually like something that really helped me. I'm still listening to it. There's a podcast who's it's called Happy Healthy Homo.
Oh, nice.
So it's like this gay couple that is always like talking about gay stuff, and like it helped me a lot, like understand a lot of stuff that I didn't know about. And if you have gay friends like that are more experienced than you can also like ask them like, hey, like what pop means or what is a bear.
Can you elaborate?
That's why it's so overwhelming, because you enter like in this world and it's like, I don't know what is happening. What the heck?
And it's all new too, so like figuring it out on your own can be like a lot while you're also figuring yourself out.
Totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, and another advice that I would give you guys is like, in all this dating world and whatever, and with a lot of ghosting and people like leave you in red and all of that.
Let me take a breath.
It's like, don't ever blame yourself, because it's not your fault. Like it's not your fault. Some people doesn't know how to be loved, and some people doesn't know how to give love. So it's like, don't get yourself in that rabbit hole, because it's not your fault. I mean, unless you did something crazy. But other than that, it's not your fault. Just
do not take it personal. It's only gonna harm you.
That's a good point. Prejudices.
Me and my girlfriend, I feel like we're both proud of who we are. and obviously like she's more masculine looking with the short hair, like she dresses in like masculine clothes, and like I feel like people just always stare a little bit too long trying to figure out if she's like a guy or a girl, or and like we're holding hands, or like if we kiss, and it's like I don't like that. It feels very like, it makes me feel less. And I'm just like, we're people and like we're in love, like turn the other way if you don't like what you see, like mind your business. But honestly, we really just don't care.
At some point, did you care, and like what did you do to not care, to just be like, I'm just gonna let it go? Like
mostly like in the family, it would be like, oh, I have to like introduce a girl to my family and present her as my partner instead of bringing a guy home. So it was always like, ¿qué va a decir la tía? Or like,
La tía chismosa.
yeah, and it's like all over Facebook, and it's like, so I'm like, I don't really care anymore. Like, I'm very free, so like, I don't care.
At the end of the day, I think you need to develop like a thick skin, so everything like just bounce off.
Yeah.
Because like you can make them like you, or like accept you. So it's like, yeah, whatever.
Like as long as you accept yourself, I think that's the biggest thing, because you have you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, because like you have to grow tough skin with your own family.
Yes.
And like with people that are closest to you, and to be afraid that they're gonna judge you or just belittle you in any way. Like because I haven't had to worry about that. Like I haven't had to think about that, like about being worried if my parents are gonna like my boyfriend or not. Like they just care like as long as I get treated well and stuff, you know.
Do you guys have any challenges reconciling your faith with your sexuality and sexual orientation? Because I know, or at least in the Mexican culture, you're Catholic, it's very like traditional rules. It's very traditional. It's very conservative in a way, in its own way. So how do you, if you guys are spiritual or religious, how do you guys handle that?
For me, like it didn't like affect me that much. I come from a Catholic family as well, and I went to high school, middle school, and elementary school by a Christian school. So I don't really, like, I saw everything like firsthand. So that makes me don't believe in religion. Don't get me wrong, I believe in God. But I believe like religion is just like a set of rules that you don't need, to be honest. As long as you believe in God, I think, at least that's my point of view, like it should be enough. So it didn't really matter for me that religious part, because I believe is more important your relationship with God, like your personal relationship with God.
Yes.
I agree.
So I mean, it's not like you decided to be gay. You were born like this. So it's like I don't. Sometimes I know there's a lot of gay people that blame God, like, oh, I'm gay, and then I don't believe in God because I'm gay, he made me this way. But I believe, like, I mean, everyone has their battles. Like, there are people that are born with diseases, or like blind, or without a hand, or whatever. I believe everyone has their battles. I guess our battles, like being gay, like, it couldn't be worse. So yeah, I don't blame God because of that. I'm just like, I believe my relationship with God is really good. I don't go to church, but I pray every night. I mean, every day, and I thank Him every night. So I don't think He's gonna like punish me for being gay.
Yeah,
So
and being gay is not bad.
It's not an illness,
you know, no.
And if you look if you research about it, like being gay is coming like a one long time ago, like it goes way back.
Way back.
Yes.
So it's like, I think religion is actually the one that is punishing us.
I mean, there's so many religions out there, you know. How do you know which one is the right one? You know, that's what, like on what you said, like your own relationship with God. At least me personally, like, I would say that I'm also more spiritual. I don't consider myself religious at all. I was at some point. Everybody believes in something. We're just all calling it different names.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's the same entity.
Yes.
So just with a different
Yes.
name.
Exactly.
So that's why I don't really believe in religions, because it's just as I believe religion was made for like humans to just control you. To be
Yeah,
honest.
it's
You can
weaponized.
choose.
Yeah. It's weaponized all the time throughout history. Yeah. What about you, Salma?
I actually did have a problem with like God when making me feel uncomfortable in who I was. And I remember this was like around 7th grade when I was still like figuring it out and why I was feeling this way. And I grew up Catholic as well, and I also like used to go to the Christian church, so I got to see a little bit of both sides. And I remember, trigger warning, I was very uncomfortable with who I was, that I started self-harming. And I was like, get me out of here. Like, why would he make me this way? Why can't I just be straight, like, to, you know, grow up and be the only daughter? Because I'm the youngest and the only daughter, and I was like, I don't want to be a deception. And at this point, like, I've just come to accept the fact that, like, I am who I am, and my God loves all. I don't specifically like say that I'm Catholic or that I do believe in a God, like maybe more spiritually, saying that there is somebody higher than us, not specifically like under that name, but yeah.
What changes would you guys like to see in society, especially the Latino and Latinx community, to better support the queer community?
I think for me, supporting the Latinx community instead of like helping each other out instead of tearing us down, because if we can all come as a whole and like support our beliefs and who we are, like we can do so many things, and like we have so much potential, we have so much to give to this world. Because I love being Mexican, I love being gay, and I feel like trans rights matter. Like that is very important within the Latino community and the Latinx, I'm sorry. And you just don't see that support often. And then like drag queens, like support your drag queens. And I know in Spanish they call them transvestis, but like just helping each other out and supporting each other, just like a little bit can go a long way, and we can make changes with that little bit if we all just come together.
Exactly. Go to the events. Don't forget to support small businesses.
Yes.
Don't forget to, you know, poner tu granito de arena.
Exactly.
Yes. Because sometimes I feel like, especially with Latinos and Latinos who have graduated college and are working, they are so sewn into their like routine that they forget their roots, they forget the minority groups, right? They forget to give back.
Like
once you make it,
it's like I'm good and I'm done, but what about the rest of us?
yes,
ones behind
exactly.
you.
Yes.
Exactly. And I think that is something that us Latinos are not doing well at all. And yes, at all.
And gay bars are so fun.
Yeah,
They're fun.
Yes.
And the drinks are actually like strong.
Yes.
Yeah, they're really
drinks are strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also like for like the straight people, it's like if it is okay if you don't want to be an ally, but don't be an enemy either. It's like I remember I saw this comment like it was a post about Pride Month or something, and there's like in the comments were these people like, oh, I'm so happy that finally Pride Month is gone. It's like and whatever.
And it's like we can be straight tomorrow.
And it's
I'm like,
why do you care? Like, do you say the same about Halloween or Christmas or or Cinco de Mayo? I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you say the same? It's like, why me being gay or why Selma being gay affects you in any way?
and I feel like a lot of people just have internalized homophobia that like
Just
they don't
because.
even catch themselves being homophobic.
And just because we
my
know
gosh,
reason,
that
we
is
know
very
reason
true.
whatsoever.
Yes.
I've gone out with some people and then they made comments and like the F word. And I'm like,
Yes. Oh my God.
it's so disrespectful. It's equally as disrespectful as saying the N word if you're not
Yes.
black.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people do not understand that. And-
Exactly.
yes.
And like it makes it feel less because you don't think it's like discriminative because we're gay. But like when it's about race, when it's about color, it matters. But why doesn't it matter because we're gay? Like for lesbians, I know some girls don't like getting called the D word, which is like dykes. And like it just like everybody just has like their non-preferred words, and I feel like we should respect that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y lo que dice tu mami, si no tienes algo bonito que decir, mejor quédate calladita.
Calladita te ves más bonita.
Exacto.
Yeah, especially because like in the LGBTQ plus community, like you guys have already faced so much judgment within your families that like you don't need other people like to be judging you even more and making you feel more judged and like you're doing something wrong. You know.
For no reason, because it doesn't affect you at all. It's like it's not taking money out of your paycheck or anything. It's like what is happening?
They're just trying to literally rain on your parade.
Yeah.
Literally.
And how do you guys celebrate your identity and pride and love?
For me, I love being a woman. I love loving women, and I just love love, and I just love who I am. I'm proud of who I am. Like I will never like not be proud or ever feel like I don't belong somewhere because of my sexual orientation. That I've grown out of that phase, and I feel like I'm grown enough to know what I want for the rest of my life. Like who I like, and it's gonna be a woman at the end of the day. So
for me, I believe it's like not hiding anymore, and I know like I'm lucky because I'm kind of in a country where being gay is not illegal, or I'm in a state like it's not really homophobic as some other states. So I can be openly gay. But for me, it's like not hiding anymore. It's like, what is your girlfriend? And I was like, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm gay. So I don't need like to elaborate or like like how you say
give an explanation.
Yeah, exactly. Or like evadir. How do you spell evadir?
Huh?
Evadir. How do you say evadir?
Evade.
Yeah, I don't have to evade the questions like, because usually I just stay quiet, like, like I don't have a girlfriend. Why not? Because
también. Sinónimos.
it's like no, I don't have a girlfriend because I'm gay.
Yes.
Or whatever. So for me, my way to celebrate my queerness, I guess, is just not hiding anymore.
Yeah.
Is there any questions that we didn't ask that you guys want to talk more about? Because we're definitely not experts in the subject. So like,
For me, it's just going back to like supporting the trans community. They have a lot of support that they need. Just like getting the word out there, like trans rights are like a big thing right now. And then just I love my drag queens. Support them, go to their shows, give them ones, 5s, 20s, whatever. Like it's a form of art, it's a form of expression. The outfits are amazing, the performances are amazing, their dancing skills are like over the top. And I'm just like, I love being gay.
No, and to be honest, if being gay is hard, being trans is harder because all that process, all that transformation is a lot like money and pain. Like it's not easy. So they need like a high five for that. Like because
they need to be celebrated.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
What can your friends do better?
I believe it depends of your circle of friends because you guys are like. You guys are fine. Like you guys are doing everything right.
Yes.
At least for the as treated now as gay people. I have had, especially with guys. I have guys like once they knew that I was gay, they stopped talking to me. Like they just like stopped replying and everything. And it's like. It is whatever, because at the end of the day, you don't want that kind of person around your circle or whatever.
It's like, you're not even my type. Why are you worried about it?
Exactly.
Why are you worried about it?
Not like ugly is not my type.
I like
but yeah, so it depends of like the people you are surrounded by. And I believe I have like a really good group of friends.
Yes. I believe so too. I feel like my circle is very open and supportive, and like you guys like creating a safe space for us to come and talk about being queer. And on Pride Month, it's like we're evolving as
Yes.
like being in the Latinx community. Like this is a lot. Like this
Aw.
is like very welcoming. I feel safe. Like you know, I just I love this.
Yeah. I was so honored when you guys sent me a message. I was like, oh yeah, I want to be here. Yeah.
Aw,
This was
yay.
so nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Thank
that's
you
the
for saying
point.
that.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
point. Like I said, we have a lot of work to do, and this is just putting a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have more conversations. Just because it's Pride Month, no.
Doesn't mean we have to stop
yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about it.
Exactly.
And we're going to continue supporting our friends as best as we can in our
Yes.
communities.
And you know what? Like at the end of the day, everybody, like in the LGBTQ plus community and straight people, like we all want the same thing, which is to find our person, to find the love of our life. Like we have more in common than we think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's no point again on being judgmental or saying the F word when you don't need to be saying that.
Yeah. You tell them.
And yeah, like let's not forget about inclusivity.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can society and like maybe we've already kind of touched on this, but how can you feel more inclusive in just like in your
At work,
Uh-huh,
with your
in your
friends,
day-to-day
in the dance
life.
community.
Yeah.
How can we be more inclusive? Yes, because there's plenty of room for improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I mean, for me, I don't think I have very much to talk about because I am very straight passing, so I feel like I like can belong there without being judged unless they know, and then
Yes.
they can have their opinions, and
Yeah.
then that's where they can judge us. But I think just creating a safe space, like in dance class, like we have like dance teachers like creating choreos of like young Miko, who is a lesbian reggaeton rapper artist,
Yes.
and it's like I would have never thought about that in my life. Like having somebody to look up to, or somebody that like society is like supporting, and like also like being Puerto Rican, like she's also like, you know, a Latina, putting people out there that can not like, how can I say this?
Like representation matters.
Representation,
Yeah.
yes, like representing us, and that saying that like we're here and we're
Yes.
here to stay, and like nobody's gonna change
Yes,
us.
y'all are here to
Yeah.
stay.
Yes.
And I don't know, just give like more gays activities or more activities like for gay people, I believe. Because I know a friend of mine has invited me to this like speed dating places or single meets or
But
stuff.
they do have some at the gay
And
pride.
but the one that she had invited me is like for straight people, and I was like, what the heck am I gonna do in there? Like it doesn't apply to me. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yes. Yes.
so yeah, so maybe having like more activities like that, like to include gay people.
Yeah.
That are actually like activities that gay people would want to do, not just
Yes.
like, oh, let's invite like the LGBTQ community. It's just like for you guys.
And also like increasing education, I think it's a big one. As an ally, if you're with your, you know, gay friend and you guys are going to a party and then someone says something disrespectful, be the one to speak up.
Yeah.
Your
Yes.
friend doesn't have to speak up. Be
Yeah.
an ally and defend those people, because
Yes.
in that dynamic you have privilege, you have
Yes.
power.
Yes.
So use your privilege for something good.
And like
Yeah.
it coming from another like straight person, they
Yeah.
can take a step back and they can be like,
Yeah.
oh, like,
Yes.
Get the
Exactly.
point.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're good,
exactly. So yeah.
Get the fuck.
That's a really good one, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this enlightening episode of Nena's Hangout. We hope that our discussion on queer love and dating within the Latinx community has provided you with valuable insights and deeper understanding of the unique experiences our guests shared. Their stories of resilience, cultural pride, and love reminds us of the beauty and strength found at the intersection of identities.
Yes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Stay tuned for more conversations, and until next time, keep embracing your authentic self.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
And free Palestine.
Yes.
Yay!